All right, good afternoon, Waycross family. This is the first session of two sessions for the city update. And I know y'all looking at me right now trying to figure out what's going on. So we made a few changes in recognition of what month is it? No, in recognition of Women's History Month. I want to bring on some of our team of our professionals. They happen to be young ladies, and I'm gonna say this up front. It's a few of them we're gonna be changing out throughout. This live stream, so you'll see them come in and out. They're gonna say a few things, but I just want to say up front. I had a question the other day, last week. How do I know so much stuff? And this is how. Got a whole team behind me, the other directors, the commission and staff. They keep us very informed, and they make sure that when we out in public, we represent the city very well by being very knowledgeable on all aspects of the city. So today, we're going to start off, normally I jump on my safety thing, but we're going to not do safety first. We're going to start off with utilities and finance. And I know these are some big deals. What I'm going to do, I'm going to have the two young ladies introduce themselves and say a few words. They'll stay a few minutes for some comments. If not, we're going to change out and just keep going. So that will start to my right.
Hi, my name is Mara Lake. I'm the accounting manager in finance for the city of Waycross. Our day-to-day is mostly just doing the financials for the city. So that's all of our money coming in, our revenue, and all of our money going out, which is our expenses. We process all the financials that you see online on Facebook that gets presented to our commission. We also process the yearly financial audit for all things money. That's once a year. We also are in charge of the budget process, getting all the documents ready, getting them together, presenting them to the commission. That's the highlights of what we do. We do a lot of other things, but those are the main things that we're in charge of.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Hello, my name is Nancy Davis. I'm the utility supervisor in the finance department. We take care of the billing for water, sewer, trash, garbage, and for dumpster. And I just wanted to let everybody know that if anybody had a problem or an issue with their bills, please call us and we'll be happy to help you. And in any way, especially if you have a leak, we handle leaks, and you can call us anytime or come see us on the first floor.
So great team here, and I'm going to say a few words, and we're going to let them stand by for a few questions, because I know you want to ask them some questions, because these are the subject matter experts, and you've been waiting for this opportunity to get to the real people that know what's really going on in the city. So I will say, if you watched the audit, I think we did the audit maybe 2 months ago, and this is the first time, not the first time, but really the first time we've had a clean audit so fast, and that was for the sheer work effort of these two young ladies and their departments. The guy do a lot of behind the scenes stuff that you can't imagine how much work it takes to pass an audit. And then just with what Nancy mentioned about the utilities, I talk on this all the time. It has been a struggle because of our old infrastructure system, and then she does a lot of work just trying to keep it together. Now we do got plans in place to fix some things, so hopefully, with the new IT software, I'm gonna jump on that too. Hopefully, make their jobs easier in the future. I don't want to say that here on TV right now because they might slow down on me, but I think once the new software gets in, it makes it a little more efficient. They're gonna make their jobs a little bit easier, and then I'm gonna task them to go fix other stuff. It's just how it works. So, like I said, very amazing ladies. I'm so proud of them. I'm gonna let them stay a little bit because I need somebody to ask a question, because we don't waste their time. You got the expertise here right now. If you got a question, and make sure I got the right screen up so we can ask these questions. So if y'all didn't know, sometimes when we get up here and don't ask questions, that means two things. Either you answered everything when you spoke, or, well, that's what it means. I don't want to hold them, y'all, because they do have stuff to do today. I just wanted to introduce some of the team. We're starting with these two young ladies. We're going to kind of now, I think, go to the next group of young ladies, and we'll keep it going. But if you got any questions, please reach out to them or the departments. Like Nancy said, anytime. Not anytime. Let me take that back. During business hours, reach out to them. And if after business hours, once again, use that app or call your commissioners, the mayor or myself, and we'll get back with them. But these are experts. They do a lot of work, and because it's Not just because it's Women's History Month, but because these are some great people. They do a lot of great things for the city. So right now, we're taking the opportunity to recognize everything they do well and great. So with that, thank y'all. Unless y'all got any parting comments y'all want to say?
No, thank you for having us.
All right, so we're going to pause about a few seconds and bring the next group of professionals up here. We looking sharp now with this pause. Are we on? Okay, thank you. So you heard what I said. We looking good with this pause technique we're doing. So you heard me say it already. Oh, so next, I'm gonna jump right into safety. Y'all know I speak on safety all the time, how important it is here in Waycross. And once again, we're very glad that a lot of things have improved. We've got speeding has slowed down. People actually following the stop sign, which is a great thing. They're actually stopping, and it's about keeping everybody safe. So I'm very proud about that. Now some things have increased, and I'm gonna let these young ladies talk about it. And for those just jumping in, I see people just coming in now, might be new. Today is Women's History Month, and what we want to do today is take a few minutes to recognize some of the great professionals we have working here in the city, who happen to be young ladies, and all the great things they do. So right now we're going to safety, and I have
Lisa Dowling from the Waycross Fire Department, and I'm the NIFR specialist there, which stands for National Fire Incident Reporting Specialist. So what that means is I review all the reports that the fire personnel enters in our fire software and make sure the accuracy. If something's wrong, I send it back, they correct it. And then once they're all approved at the end of the month, I send all the reports to the state. So one thing I wanted to just throw out there while I'm up here today is there's one service that the fire department does that I think a lot of people aren't aware that we do. And that's we install smoke detectors for anyone who owns a house in the city. They can just call us and we'll get your address and send fire department personnel out to install the smoke detector, and it's free of charge, no charge. All you have to do is just call us and we'll send someone, because you'll be surprised the amount of fires we have and the owner didn't have a smoke detector. And it's very important to have one because it can save lives. I mean, especially if it's at night and you're sleeping, you need an alarm to go off to wake you up to let you know to get out of the house. So that's just one thing I think people don't realize that we do. So please call us if you don't have a fire detector, and we will come install one for you. Thank you.
Thanks.
I'm Officer Takira Bledsoe. I serve as a patrol officer at Waycross Police Department. One thing Duke mentioned about safety, as a patrol officer, my fellow officers and I, we are out making sure that people are abiding by all traffic laws. We don't make the laws, we just enforce them. As far as speeding is one thing. We have people, that'll take Ossie Davis, for instance. That speed limit there is 35 miles per hour. People treat it as a racetrack. There are businesses, people crossing the road on that specific road. And I see it all the time. We all do. And one thing that we do try to make sure is that people are doing the speed limit. We don't want anybody getting hit. Residential neighborhoods as well. If you don't see a posted speed sign, generally that's a 30 mile per hour zone. If you don't know, you could always ask. That's what we're here for, to answer questions that anybody in the public may have. We patrol areas at night as far as closed businesses to make sure, nobody's, trying to break in, or if it's, somewhere where someone isn't supposed to be, we just go and check, make sure everybody's okay. So safety measure for everybody. We do our best to community police. We try to get out with people, speak with them, generally answer any question that may go unanswered. The only way, if you would like to know, all you have to do is ask, and that's what we're here for.
Thank you, ladies. And before they go now, 'cause we're going to try to give y'all an opportunity to answer some questions or make some comments. Because, like, once again, these are the subject matter experts in their fields, and this is a great opportunity to really get some feedback from things they do. I want to touch on 2 quick points real fast. So Lisa mentioned about the fires. We had an uptick in fires this year. I think we might hit double digits already. I'm not sure. And as she stated, most of them have been could have been prevented, more likely been prevented had they had a smoke detector. So yeah. So please, like she talked about the program. Just call it. It's just that easy, and it saves lives. And once again, when we talk about safety, the first and really the only priority is to save lives. That's really the only priority with these 2 departments. And with the police, I don't know if you heard when she mentioned about riding around checking out businesses at night. I know sometimes people might see that differently, but we'd rather have them being proactive and just moving versus sitting somewhere and then something happens, and by the time they get there, more than likely that event has occurred. There's been a few times, because we are limited sometimes on staff, that especially during the storm months, people decided to take advantage of us being preoccupied with storm damage and did some things that was not right for the city. So, but that's why you see them at night just kind of riding through neighborhoods to make sure everybody's safe. And we hope that everybody understands that, because that's the primary reason they're riding around is for safety. And that way, if something does happen too, especially if they're in the neighborhoods, when you call, they're already there. And they have specific areas they go through. So that one patrol car might only be within 3 to 4 square miles area. They're not going to drive from there back across the city. So, we have 3 or 4 cars out in different areas. So very important to understand because, like I said, you can look at it from the outside and take it a whole different way. That's why we're trying, as she mentioned, about communications. So I was hoping y'all would get some questions. Once again, y'all must have done such an outstanding job of briefing. They don't want to ask questions. But again, if you do have further questions, I should have said this for the finance and the utilities, just come back in the comments and post your question there. And they might not necessarily see it, but we'll be watching it, or somebody from the department will be looking. They'll give you a response. So I'm going to have them sit for a few more seconds just to make sure that we don't let them go away and nobody asks us any questions. While we're doing that, y'all have anything else y'all want to say?
I don't think so.
I really wanted to be known that us as police officers and other safety personnel, we really strive to make sure that people are out and doing things the safe way. Mm-hmm. I know some may say that it's harassment, or these sorts of things, but we have a thing called ARS, and that's articulable reason of suspicion. Mm-hmm. That gives us, the right to get out with you if we, in the event, see something that's going wrong. I can speak for myself as well as other officers. It's an integrity thing. I hold that to a high standard, as well as everybody else in my department. Being truthful about what it is that you're doing and not just getting out there, saying, hey, well, I felt like you were doing, whatever. You have to have a reason to be out with whoever it is that you're getting out with. I mean, if they see something wrong, they're going to check, make sure if everything is fine, then you can go on, about your way. I know this past weekend, it was a lot said, and I won't really get into, too much of that, but there's always a reason why we do things the way that we do. Safety is one. It's just one of those things. We want to make sure that the community is safe. That's the main part of it, safety, as well as others, residents, and other people that's out on the road as well.
Mm-hmm. And with that, I will say that everything the police officer do, fire department, everybody department, it does come from the place of the commission gives me guidance. I act on that guidance, and I give the department heads guidance. So nobody's out here doing renegade. And I will say I really appreciate. This is my first time having a civilian police force. Now, when I was in the Army, I had MPs, a little different mission. But I will guarantee you this: they do police themselves. So I won't go online here and say it, but if you want to contact me about that process, it's been many times that officers have pulled each other in. They have a certain performance level that they're critiqued by. They have body cams on. If they disagree with that action, regardless of rank of that officer, they bring them in. And a couple of times, we've let people go based off of other recommendations from other officers. So, I don't want to go too far in that either today.
Yeah.
We're going to move on from what happened this weekend. So, I stand by my team here to the letter. We try our best to do what we can do. Not saying we don't have shortcomings. We are overstaffed and sometimes we get overwhelmed.
Right.
That's like any small city. But they go out there every day to try to do their best. So I'm going to I see one comment in there. I guess that's a good comment. They said just do it, but that's fine. And if you got any questions about, not just these two young professionals, but of course you can stop by the police department. And I encourage you to, like, if you got a problem, I'm here as well, but I always ask that you go there first. And if it's that serious, do the written complaint. That's how the process starts to get towards the end of me and the resolution. Or if you just got a question about some type of practice, go find. I tell people all the time, we have a charter. Everything's in there. Is what we do. So if you got a question, police got to follow the charter too, as well as I do. So just, and then sometimes it might be a question that sparks some change that we need. So open communications. And with the fire, like I said, we do need help with that. Especially if you have a older relative. That's one problem we don't have. We don't really know how to communicate to those older citizens. So I would ask that if you're out here and you one of those young, able, integrated, and one of those citizens doing the right thing, go knock on the door if you know somebody's elderly and mention to them about this program about smoke detectors. And then you call us, the fire department, we'll go out there and take care of them. Because that's probably, when I look at the uptake, it is the more elderly people. So they probably don't even know to call us to get that done. So we need to help with that. All right. Okay, ladies, I think that's it. I thank y'all for y'all time. Y'all have a good day. All right, thank you. So we're back on again. So for those, I see people coming in to watch and going out, so I'm about to repeat myself again. So it looks different up here. This is our first of two sessions that we do monthly from the city update. And today, because it is Women's History Month, we decided to highlight some of our great professionals in our workforce who happen to be women, outstanding women, and keep everything going. So these are two more individuals that make the city manager look very intelligent, So I regurgitate everything they tell me when I go out this for their specific areas. So this is where I'm getting information from. So once again, you got subject matter experts that if you got questions on, you can come see them. Now you can put a face with a voice with a directorate. I think we putting their phone numbers down on here, right? Maybe. So you get the phone numbers and everything. But and also when you utilize the app, depending what it is, this is some of the workforce that it goes to. So I'm going to start my right and go from there.
Hi, my name is Sarah Strickland. I work in community improvement as a code enforcement officer. 3 things that I want to touch base on are the summer months are coming. So please remember to cut your grass. We are out patrolling. We are out looking. If you have any questions, please stop us. We don't have a problem talking to you about anything. We can even direct you to the right department to answer your questions. The length of grass is 8 inches. That is the minimum that it can be. So no, we do not go out and measure it, but please just be mindful about your grass. Call it in if something is overtaking. We don't mind going out and working it. Another thing is elections are coming up. So please be mindful that any kinds of signs that you may have, corrugated signs, please be aware that they do need to be 6 to 10 feet back from the city right of way or even the sidewalk. We love that you want to promote your candidates or your causes in the community. So we don't like to pick them up and we don't like to have to move them if we don't have to. But sometimes they're in a place where they can't be moved. So we do have to pick them up, and we do keep them for a little bit, but eventually we just can't keep hoarding them here at City Hall. So please be mindful of that. And if you want to do any construction at your home, any type, plumbing, electrical, building, mechanical, please remember to get permits for those, because we have had a big influx of stop work orders that we've been having to issue here lately, because everybody's wanting to do their roofs from the hurricane, or redo some electrical that has happened recently, or just some plumbing and replace some stuff. Please come to third floor and get a permit for that, so that we don't have to stop you. We can get it inspected correctly, make sure that you're getting it done correctly if you're doing it yourself, or that your contractor is doing it correctly, and everything will be safe and sound that way.
Amy.
Hello, I am Valencia Baker. I'm the HR generalist of City of Waycross. And with our HR department, we have 3 employees, which are all women. My director, Marissa Hendricks, my colleague, Khadijah Thomas Moorhead. And with me, I specifically deal with recruitment and onboarding. And during that, we have new hire orientation, where our elected officials and new hires have to sign acknowledgement forms. And one required acknowledgement form is the city credit card user agreement. And with this agreement, the signature of this agreement acknowledges the receipt and understanding of this policy. Within this policy, it basically outlines the proper guidelines and procedures of using a city credit card, such as transaction limitations, the administrators of the city credit card, which is the finance department. They are the sole administrator, submission of receipts, and also violations. Elected officials and new hires within the city have signed this agreement and are expected to comply with it. If not, such appropriate actions such as reimbursements, revocations of city credit cards, termination, and or misdemeanor prosecution may be taken against said individuals. Also within the HR department, we deal with benefit administration, retirement, and if you ever want to apply for the city, you can come up to the 2nd floor of the City Hall and I can personally help you apply. You may see me on the site whenever you're applying as a recruiter. I serve as the middleman between you and the hiring manager. So if you have any questions about the application or any questions about the job or anything like that, you can call me. You can come up to the City Hall. And the last thing that the HR department deals with is we know through the city streets there are potholes, and Public Works is doing their best to fill them up. If you do have an incident or accident with it, come to HR. You can come with a police report. We'll fill it out and we'll do our best to submit it to our insurance to make sure everything is taken care of. And then us serving as the middleman, we are in contact with Public Works to make sure that they go fill out the pothole. So yes, come to the HR if you ever need help with any of those things.
Wow. So that was a lot of information. So I got questions myself right now, but I'm not going to ask them. But once again, I'm going to keep them on for a little while, just in case anybody might have comments or questions out there who might be viewing, watching online. I will say a few things though, because they've touched on a couple of areas that, we're not perfect at, and we've had some issues over the at least my 2 years. And I feel like we're getting a much better space now. We've really figured out how to address these issues more properly. So one thing, we mentioned the grass and buildings and all that stuff. We really recognize everybody's trying to save money. We understand that. I mean, inflation is high right now. The city's trying to save money. So we get that. That's why it's so critical. Communication is so critical. So please, before you start a project, just simply come up to City Hall, 3rd floor, building 417. Just ask them the legality behind that, get your permits in order, get all those things done. That way you are not wasting time, and time is money. Believe me, I know. So you don't want to do this. Come up and ask. And then with the grass, I just want to make this point as well. If you can't cut your grass because you're disabled, elderly, or if you don't, anything like that, we do have volunteers and groups. But once again, you have to let us know. You got the first person you need to probably tell is going to be that code enforcement officer who's going to be there on the spot. Just tell them, I am 87 years old. I cannot cut this grass. And, we will try our best to get somebody to help you out with cutting the grass. Now, I don't want to go on here. I'm already putting myself out there, because I end up pushing lawnmower sometimes. But like I said, we got groups that's looking forward to doing that. And as you remember, when we had that storm, we had a lot of volunteers that came out and helped folks get their yards back together. Those same volunteers are still here in the city because they live right next door to you or around the street and they want to help. But if we don't know, we don't know. So just reach out. We are doing some upgrades in the code department to better explain some of our policies. But again, as I mentioned earlier, we have a charter. It's online on our webpage, and I think we can maybe link it here. Please reference that for other concerns and comments you might have, and then go from there. It's easy to kind of just put out incorrect information in space, and everybody takes it as correct, and that's why we go down this rabbit hole sometimes. But if we all start at a place of shared understanding, it's that much easier. And with we said about the credit card, I'll touch on that briefly. We had some shortcomings on that last year. I feel like we've corrected them by changing our policies. I did not get out and just brief the changes we made because they were internal recommendations that we did internally first with ourselves, and then some of the audit requirements that we did. And I feel like now everybody in the organization knows how these credit cards work. But if you got any questions about that, once again, you can come talk to me or the HR about it. We are very transparent on our policies and procedures. And once we get this, I keep saying this software updated, all this will give you more seamless. Just gonna take a little bit while longer than I thought. So I want to thank these two young ladies. They're awesome. What they do. They love it. Can I say that? They love what they do. I'm gonna say they love what they do. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't be here. Because like I say all the time, we might not be paying like I would like to pay our workforce, but they're awesome out here doing it. And the real thing, they're very professional. They take questions and they really want to give answers. So that's the main thing. So I'm gonna leave y'all alone here for a few more minutes. I don't know if y'all will get any questions. Once again, y'all were so thorough. Like I said, I got questions because y'all were so thorough. But we'll wait a few minutes and see if anybody want to ask y'all anything, and then maybe not. Y'all want to say anything while we waiting? Did you miss something? Did you want to jump on again?
Apply for the city.
Okay.
Yes.
So we do have a few jobs open right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, got a few open.
Do you have your CDL license?
CDLs.
Some truck drivers.
Yes, CDLs. And we've changed our benefits package. Like I said, there's a lot of things we've done over the last 2 years. I got to do a better job explaining it because since we talked about the CDLs, yes, we can't necessarily meet salary matches on everyone, but we've really worked hard for our benefits packages and some other things that we're doing as far as morale to keep these great professionals out here doing the job because it is hard, once again, with inflation and a lot of other factors, but they still come to work every day and do a great job, and they make, the commission, the mayor, they all look like we know what we're talking about, So I'm thankful for that.
I think the last thing I wanted to say, if you have any issues with applying, please don't just get frustrated and stop applying. You can come up to the HR department and we will personally help you. We want you to apply. We want to have new hires. So I wanted to add that.
Okay. And let me say this too. So it might, I don't know if it say about the resumes, y'all put your resume in. If you don't have a resume, you can go to technical college, I think. I think they have resume skills. I think they're free. Well, don't quote me on that. I think it's free. I'm wondering when the commissioner's going to jump in here and mention that if they're watching. But please, a lot of times, if we don't get the resume, because everybody don't interview well. I mean, just let's be honest. So we do need that resume to kind of just gauge where your skill set is. So if you just put in the A, B, C, and D, it's hard, especially if you have a not so great interview and we only got 2 people interviewing and we might not pick the right person based off of that. So please submit your resume. All right. And with that, ladies, we're going to take another break and let y'all get back to work. I'm sure they're going to call y'all. Probably your phone ringing right now, probably. So go answer that phone, and thank y'all for everything y'all do.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so hey, we're back again, and let me repeat myself. It's the 4th time, but I love repeating myself. But so this is the first of 2 city updates that we do, on the first and on fourth Thursday of the month. But this week is a little different. We're going to highlight the great team members we have. We happen to be women because it's Women's History Month. Well, not because it's Women's History Month, because we want to highlight great professionals that happen to be women, and they do a lot for our organization. Like I said, we're so proud of them, and we're taking this opportunity today to help me kind of do my city update. And so far, we've done utilities and finances. We've done code and HR. We've done police and fire. So we've kind of hit all the areas I normally do. And then these two young ladies, these are like my left and my right brain, something like that. They're both sides of my brain because I probably conversate with them more than anybody. Not saying they're more important than anybody, but they're right next to my office. So they catch all of the strays and my random thoughts. And then they program me and send me out to the city for my meetings and stuff. So I really appreciate them for all they do. And they do a lot of great work. All our ladies do a lot of great work. If you get opportunity, unfortunately, you might see of everybody that spoke today, you're probably only going to see maybe our code and our police, maybe. The rest of the young ladies, you're not going to see them unless you come in the building. So if you get a chance and you're up here at City Hall, well, now you see their faces. So if you're in Walmart, just go say hey, because I say they do a lot of great work here, and we just want to recognize them. So I'm going to do the same thing again. Start to my right and let me start introducing myself.
Good afternoon. My name is Dawn Strickland. I work in the engineering department on the third floor. And one of the things that we do is new construction of right-of-ways or paving the streets. And many people don't realize this, but over the past 10 years, the city's made street and drainage improvements on approximately 100 miles of streets using various grants sources. One of those grant sources is called LMIG through GDOT, and that's a local maintenance improvement grant. We have T-SPLOST, which is a transportation special purpose local sales tax, and regular SPLOST, which is voted on by the citizens of Ware County and Waycross. The city is currently working on 2 paving projects with utility upgrades that consist of about 16 streets. And we hope to have more projects coming our way as the funds become available. Some other things that we do in the engineering department is handle annexations of property, street and alley closing. And if you have any questions on those, you can call our office, and anyone will be able to help you with that.
Thank you, Ms. Donna. And Ms. Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin Brookins. I'm the assistant to the city manager and the commission and your mayor. What I do, most days consist of is one, accepting your or receiving your phone calls, email correspondence throughout the course of the day, and scheduling your meetings and registrations and things for the commission as well as the city manager. And like you said, trying to keep him headed in the right direction during the course of the day. We have a lot of meetings happening throughout the day. And then most of the time I get a lot of calls about just different things that are happening in the community. People who have questions, are not sure who or what department they should be calling. Like, I literally answer the phone and the first thing I hear is, I'm not sure if I'm calling the right department, but and so I am the resource or your person who usually gets whatever that information is to the right department or the right person for most of the questions about. I get the calls about your potholes. I get the calls about tires or rims. How can I meet with the commissioner? And sometimes I get calls that should be directed to the county as well as sometimes the Board of Education. And so it's my job to be knowledgeable of what departments will service or respond to those calls, and just to try to keep everybody headed in the right direction. That's kind of what I do during the course of the day. So in our office is open from 8:30 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. And if you have questions or concerns, you need answers, you need assistance, we are available during the course of those work hours. And please call, and as much as I can assist, I will.
Okay. All right. So they do a lot. You know, I could kind of, like I said, I don't walk with the police every day, but I walk with these two ladies every day. So so I can really talk about what they do, sitting right next to me. But like I said, we got a great team of professionals who are women that you know make us all better, more agile, capable to meet all the requirements of our citizens and the wants, not just requirements, and the wants of our citizens. So I'm gonna talk a little bit in case y'all want to ask them questions. Now I will say this now. I know the roads and the potholes. We said that a few times now amongst different teams here. So you gotta believe we address these potholes. But with that, like I said, I gotta keep highlighting this app because I would love to get to the day that they don't get called about the potholes. That just people simply take the app, geotag it, take the picture. That I think what I gotta do is get with Director Simmons and probably shoot a video of the speed of the app versus calling anybody else. And I think if we could show that to everybody, they would appreciate that better and kind of use the app. And then we could free up everybody who spoke so far. They can kind of really handle other things because that was a common theme. Outside of HR, I don't know, the HR get calls potholes. Yes, everybody get calls on the potholes. Police, fire, HR, codes, utility, you know, so and I don't want to be known for that anymore, to be honest with you. I want to be pothole and app and never hear about it. I just want to ride around the street and see the potholes getting filled. So so the team can focus on all these other great things that they do. And like I said, these two young ladies, they do a lot, definitely with the phone. We get a lot of calls that don't necessarily apply to the city of Waycross, but we try to, you know, get the best information we can. And then with the roads, I know she spoke a little bit of different language because the splice and T-splice, it can get confusing. And we talk all the time about how do we better explain how this works, because I might say splice 14, but 16 and 23, it's all different years, and the money collected, it can be confusing, especially when we tell citizens like, well, we're going to pay for that for the splice. In this case, splice 28. So that means 2028, and we have to collect the money, and people sometimes get frustrated by that. But we got money coming in right now that we're going to, as Don said, we're going to start applying to many of our roads and streets. And like I say, I hope everybody can see that. We've done a lot of streets, at least 2 years I've been here. And before I got here, Don's team was pushing that as well. And once again, I'm just so proud of all of our young ladies, and we wanted to highlight them today. We're actually going to highlight them for the rest of the month. So you'll be seeing other posts, other videos where they kind of talk about what they do. I'm not sure what other meetings we got coming through on live stream, but you'll see those meetings, and we'll have more of our female workforce talking about great things. I didn't have Public Works here today. Who else are we missing? Public Works. Animal Control, Public Works. So we had the city clerk on yesterday. So she got her, she's on yesterday. So, in Public Works, definitely, I will go ahead and mention them. We got some young ladies down there. One does the coordinating, similar to Ms. Dunn, and similar to Robin, does all the phone call answering and catches all the strays for stuff not getting done. And had to explain why the city manager made that decision that he made. So she's connected to us as well. And then we got those other young ladies out here doing the work on our streets and sewers and stuff like that. So great team. It would be Animal Control. And you heard me mention this at the last commission meeting. We do have a problem with these with the dogs, with the animals and the cats. I must reiterate that cats are supposed to have leashes on too. I know everybody thinks that's makes no sense at all, but the cats probably are. No, ain't no more. The cats are a bigger problem than the dogs. We just can't see it sometimes. But they out here doing a lot of stuff. Cats are like that. But we need some help with that. I mean, just like the leashes and stuff. And mainly, like I say, we have the parks getting redone. It's about to be the summer months. We're gonna have kids everywhere, and some of our dogs are just very territorial. And if you let them out that front door, and somebody steps in the yard the wrong way or on the sidewalk or start to run, because kids do run. They move around. I mean, I don't know if everybody's forgot that, but they run around, and it's a natural instinct to chase. And the dog might be playing, but if you got a 150-pound animal, sometimes that's a little too rough. So we need help with that. Keep your animals on a leash. Keep them behind a fence or a door or being inside. If you can't do that, then you have to once again call us so we can get ahead of it. Please do not release your animals back into the city. That's the worst thing you could do. We still have a problem with people that release the animals back into the city. It's very disheartening because of course they get vicious and we have to do other things once we catch them. So, all right. So before I let y'all go, y'all want to say anything outside of talking about your city manager, your direct supervisor that y'all work with every day? No, I'm just kidding. So these are, like I said, they close to me in my office, and they come down and you know, they would be more anybody, but you know, I'm talking about everybody. Like, you just met a bunch of amazing, first of all, employees that happen to be women, great women. So we wanted to introduce them today and kind of give you a kind of small snapshot. We got a whole many more other women work for us, and hopefully you get to see all of them throughout the month. We're gonna have daily posts, so you should see all of them throughout the month. Let me say it that way. You should see all of them throughout the month and get a good bio of everything they do for this community. I'm pretty sure of that. So I'm getting a thumbs up that's going to happen that way. So check your Facebook and just kind of see as we highlight them. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to let these two, y'all got anything y'all want to say? Parting shots? You good? All right, they very excited, but they work hard. So they rather work than talk. I'm going to let them go, and I'm going to bring one more person. And then I'm going to make a few more comments about some areas I want to talk about, and then we're going to call it a day. Thank you, ladies. Mm-hmm. All right, so we are back, and this is the last professional we're going to introduce. Our latest and greatest professional who has to be a woman for Women's History Month, and JD.
JD, yes.
Yeah, I've been wanting so bad to say J because can y'all hear me? Maybe I'm okay. As long as y'all can hear me, but JD, and she is joining. Everybody laughs when I say this title. But Business Integration and Information Systems Department by Director Simmons. If you write that down, you can probably figure out what it really means. I mean, everybody asks me why it's so long, but it's a few departments that got combined. Of course, every city has an IT section. Every city has a business development section. We kind of combine them. And within that space, we have a few more positions, social media, tourism. And JD is coming in to kind of head that effort. So you're going to be seeing her walk around town a little bit. She's going to do some things. If you remember what Ms. Wilkinson did, she's going to hopefully get to that point too. She's nervous about it right now, but in a few months, be a whole different person up here as she figures out all of us. So I'm not going to put her on the spot. I do want her to say hello because we live stream. So
yes. I'm excited to be here. So
thank you. So that's JD, and I'm gonna let her just walk off. So you might see her walk down the aisle here, and thank you for coming on board with us. All right. And she gets back to her seat. All right. So it's oh wow, it's 12:45. Normally, I guess I still be talking about that time normally, but I'm gonna do a few areas and then we're gonna close this out. Now I'll take some questions, if any questions out there. So I'm gonna regurgitate what some of our professionals said, although they said it better than I do or did. But once again, about safety, it's very important that that's known. Everything we do here is about safety first. And I want to say something. I want to say we had for the mayor's ball. And the GMA president spoke and he made a comment about not caring what sex, color, religion the fireman was coming into the burning building to save your house. And here at the City of Waycross, we look at everything that way. definitely with safety. So, and although sometimes, like I say, due to, personnel shortages and, sometimes emergency reports are one way, if we're going to drop something, it's going to be mainly because we still have the personnel to cover certain areas. But more than that, like I say, every time my fire and police wake up, they and I'm speaking for them when I say it because I know this, safety on their mind, keeping citizens safe, keeping citizens protected. I can go on and on about the number of times that I've called. In this particular case, are policemen who are women, because we've had homeless women who were not comfortable with talking to me when I was trying to get them a space for the weather, and I was able to call a few of our police officers who were female. They came right on in there, scooped them up, gained that confidence, and got them out of the cold. So and you need that. And that's why it's great to have women on our team who do so much. But I stand by everything they do, and they do something wrong. We talk about it, we get it corrected. But we got a great team with our safety. I'm gonna group all these others together because I love talking about streets and roads. And Don kind of spoke on the funding behind stuff and all those great things that we got going on in the future. But street, roads, utilities, finance, they're all directly connected. If you go back and look at this video, you probably can put together like when Ms. Lake said, we do this, we budget this, and then it goes into what Don said about, that funding goes into this pot of funding, and that pot of funding pays for this. They really just did a really great education piece on how we make projects happen here, just that fast. So go back and look at this again so you can catch it. It was quick, but now that I told you what it was, you'll definitely understand. So, and then for me, I guess, just going back, just overall, like we're really getting into the right space. If you like, so you've heard me talk about this at the meetings, my little arrow chart I got when I say we're year 2 to 4. If you really look into that chart, you can see, it's verbatim what we're trying to do. We're sticking to this and the charter, but getting more efficiency, fixing our policies. You're going to see a lot of new policy changes. Definitely with the code department, we're going to be streamlining that. Now that it might be more paper, but that's what you asked for, so we're going to give it to you. But I think this way it'll be better as far as just not misinterpreting what they're trying to do. Because ultimately, even with the code, let me go back, they're trying to keep everybody safe as well. And I know everybody doesn't see it that way sometimes, but I'll jump on this. I should have mentioned when they were up here. But with the grass, it's not because aesthetics. You hear me say this all the time. I really don't care about how tall the grass get, but I do care about the snakes that get in the grass that people can't see. So that's safety. Or the grass gets so high on the corner lot that you can't see me come around the corner. That's safety. So that's the first focus when they come on, you actually cut your grass. And it's not, because you can grow it. If it don't bother you, it's whatever. But like I say, unfortunately, it does bring animals and not just snakes. It's some. We're in South Georgia, so we have bugs that can do a lot of damage too once they get in that tall grass. So the snakes and the lizards and the frogs and all them that come through there. And I think one year we had an alligator. Am I right? I think so. Not trying to scare everybody, but I guess he decided to make sure we knew that he was down in the swamp, but it came up a little bit too far. But so, and then like I say, sometimes line of sight, letting trees and bushes overgrow so far that you can't see them, and people are nudging out past that stop. It's the stop sign is a little mark that you're supposed to stop there first. I know everybody doesn't pay attention to that, but you need to stop there first because that's more of a visual sight thing versus just whatever you think it is. It's not a stop sign. Well, so now the police need to be speaking on this right now, but I ain't bring it back up here. It's a stop bar, but it's really for line of sight, if that makes sense. So so everything we do is tied to the safety. So like I said, we're trying to get more efficient. So our IT services should be in place over the next 6 months, and we kind of add some features that we're trying to do because we want to improve it as well. Not just so you can pay your bills, but also so you can do stuff like one stop, one shop. You might have heard Director Simmons and the city clerk talk yesterday about business licenses. I stand by that. And then within this next year, we're going to have it where you just take that debit card out, swipe it, and you should be good. That is the goal, and it will happen because we have the capability to get to that point now, and it's going to save us lots of money. And with that money thing, we're going to start our budget process here next month. We're going to live stream some of those processes. You're going to hear all of the ins and outs of how we get to the budget before it even gets to the commission. So we're going to go over a lot of things, and the theme of that's going to be divest and invest. So we're going to divest from a lot of things that we might have done that were not proper, and we're going to divest from a lot of things that could be done better, and then that means probably stop doing them. And then we're going to invest in some other areas that's, more efficient, saves money, and gets things done faster than we have in the past. And with that, we're going to try to communicate what's going on, because I'll say this right now. I've been thinking about this the last, after every storm, how do we fix the drainage? And we've been jumping around everywhere because, for one, everybody in that each district feels like they got to get equal, what's the word for it? Equal work from the Public Works Department engineering firm. But now that, my 2 years now, I'm just being honest with y'all, it can't, we got to be focused. We got to really hit specific areas and work that way. That means coming from the oldest part of the city, that's going to probably have the oldest utilities and infrastructure, and work our way that way. That's kind of like, starting District 3, District 2, center town area, downtown area, and working our way back through the other districts. I know people are going to look at that like y'all not focused on everybody, but this goes back to us being smart about how we apply money, work, and time. Because I don't want to, like I say, I've learned we can burn our folks out by just jumping around on every single thing that we've been doing. So I hope y'all can appreciate that, and we'll explain that better at a later date. But I just want to touch on that about getting more efficient at our policies and procedures. So I think I talked enough right now. Well, I didn't talk at all this time, really. I guess that's a good thing. But once again, I want to highlight our department, all of our, now somebody's calling me to give me a comment real fast. I can't even move it away. Sometimes people start texting while I'm up here talking. Please go in the comments, because it looks unprofessional. I'm trying to read text on my phone. So just go in here right now in the comments, and I can answer it right there. But we got, like I said, we got a great team. I'm glad they were able to speak to you today, and we're going to have more of them speak over the next month, and then we're going to highlight them individually. I'm not sure the total number, because we got some new young ladies here, but pretty much 100%. That's a number I can use. All 100% of our ladies are going to do an interview of some sort or a post, so you can get to really know them. So when they're out in public and maybe you can't get to me and ask a question or something like that, you're going to know, hey, and I won't put none of them on the spot right now by saying a name, but you're going to say, hey, that's Mr. Such and Such, and she works at such and such. And let me ask her, because city manager said he didn't want to tell him. So, bam, I got it. I got the right answer. And it's going to go a long way about transparency and communication. So, all right, I guess I'm gonna jump into some of these questions, if there are any really applying to today. Thank you. So I guess it's already been answered to Ms. Dunn. I guess they've answered it for you. I'll go ahead and say it too, because I'm not sure if I can see the comments, but there's a question asked about how can local business collaborate with the city on economic development. Now we got other boards, but definitely with the city, we got I just said the title twice already, but that's Mr. Simmons. He should be reaching out to you. I guess he reached out to you. He just reached out to you. So get with him, because we welcome that. If you didn't watch the meeting yesterday, they talked about bringing local businesses in to streamline our business processes, our business license processes, our permits, all those things. We really want y'all feedback on that. So I don't know what time they're going to do it. And we tried multiple times, and maybe it's a thing we do in the afternoon or even a Saturday, because we want to get all that feedback from everybody. So yeah, reach out to Mr. Simmons, and he'll take care of you on that. So long-term financial goals. All right. So I got 5 minutes left. So definitely long-term financial goals. If Ms. Dunn, I would encourage you to come to the next meeting, or go back and look at our previous slide meetings for our working session. You'll see our priorities up there, the vision and the mission statement. You'll see our priorities, and then you'll see our strategy. So financial goals are definitely to get more. I can't call it free money, because we got to match these grants, but we definitely got to get more grants to apply to some of our projects here. We've definitely got to, I was just talking about that now, but I say it again, just fixing our utilities systems. We got to figure out a better way financially to get more done that way. Like I said, right now we jump to every single leak, and I guess if I could explain it, if you got a foot long pipe in front of you right now, and I'm on Mark 2 feet on, I fix that part, and I come back on Mark 4 and fix that part, and I come back on Mark 6 and fix that part. We got to find a way to fix it all at one time, because each time we come out there, we're spending money. So a financial goal is definitely get smarter. Also, I've directed my directors to figure out even some of our positions, because a lot of them have figured out, we're combining some positions to kind of get rid of some salary, because like you heard me say this before, salaries and benefits is our biggest cost. So got a lot going on. This is the mayor calling right now, so I need somebody to go call to check and see what he needs. And he might want to make a comment on here, so I'm gonna let somebody answer the phone and see maybe he wants me to say something to everyone. But yeah, we got a lot of a lofty financial goals, because like there's one thing here with the city, and I'll say this: if you and once again, I always give grace to previous commissions, the mayors, city staff. It's a hard job, because we've never had the proper funding to do the job, and over time we just got behind. A lot of things happen, and now we're trying to really just find the extra money to just catch up. And then once we catch up, put a real strategy in place that that everybody can understand, because as I stated earlier, if we spend too much time in one district, the other district is going to feel neglected. Even though all the bad pipes that might help out the other district might be in that one location. Same thing with canals, same thing with power, as far as the lights and stuff like that. So we just got to figure that out. Now, as far as bringing jobs here, that's a whole different teammate that does that, and we're gonna get with them, because I know I see that all the time. Hey, y'all not letting us know what's going on with businesses coming here. Hey, we don't know what's going on. What's the next business? So I owe y'all that. I'm gonna get with the director over those incoming businesses, and we're gonna figure out a time with him and my business integration director, and kind of put that out to what we can know. Now, we can't say everything because we're still in negotiations for some of those businesses. I will say we do have quite a few jobs coming here in the next couple of years, so I'm looking forward to that. And that's why you've heard me say at meetings so much. We want to get the housing inventory up so we can facilitate those new homeowners coming here and get that property tax. So we don't have to, we can increase property tax without increasing property tax, if that makes sense. So, and I think that is all the questions. And I got a few minutes. And unfortunately, I do have a hard start time. I got to go talk to a citizen about a few things. But as always, if you got questions, concerns, just please leave them in the comments, and we'll get back to them. And I guess we did such an amazing job with the ladies up here. Y'all don't want to ask me no question today, which is fine. I appreciate it when I don't get no hard questions. So. Somebody texted me. Yes, it's still here. I'm hoping. I was hoping one day to hold this up. It'll be just water, but I mean, I guess that day's not coming. So I guess it just stay there. We'll keep talking about it for the next 2 or 3 years. And if you remember me for anything, you remember me for the unflushable baby wipe. But anyway. So yeah. So we got a lot going on. A lot of good things in the future. Like I said, we're trying to figure out the next phase is going to be the budget updates. We're going to talk about the budget on live streams. Now, I want to make sure I'm clear on that. We live stream the budget process anyway, because we do it before our regular scheduled meetings. But this year, we're going to go an extra step and kind of live stream some of the eggs and sausage making we do to get to a point we can present to the commission. So you're going to see a lot of that going this year. I'm actually going to give some of the citizens opportunity to kind of chime in as well with ideas. And like I said, we're trying to streamline other processes too. I mentioned business licenses and what's the food truck, stuff like that. With the core department, we're trying to get a standard list for inspections. We are also looking at the vacancy inspection. I know that's been a thorn since I've been here, and I will say this: it does have its merit, because those that know me since I've been here, while I was walking around limping the first 5 months, it's because I walked into a house and and my leg went through the floor. And yeah, so we don't want to happen to anybody else. So that beg inspection has its merit, but I fully understand how it can be viewed if not articulated the right way. So we're gonna try to figure out how to make sure that's better understood when we do it. So, all right. I'm looking to see if the mayor wanted me to say something back here before I sign off. No, okay. So, got a great mayor. Let's say that too. He's gonna start doing some updates as well outside of what he does at the meetings. Just take questions and concerns. And we're also gonna start back up his the faith outreach group. If we can put that in the chats when the next one is, please. And that's chaired by the mayor, as well as the community volunteer group is chaired by the mayor as well. So, if you want to take part in that in the volunteer effort and the faith outreach effort, that's when we talk about the homeless population, that include the children, the homeless children. That's when we talk about the abused families, all those things. That's when we had those meetings, because our faith leaders, they have been leading that effort to make those things right. Not saying that other parts of the city have not been involved too, but mainly that's our faith groups that are out here leading that charge to make sure everybody eats, has a place to sleep, and everybody's protected. All right, so that's my time. So hey, I want to thank y'all, and once again, if you get a chance, if you're sitting there watching, go ahead and just clap your hands behind your phone, and just thank my team up here. Professionals, young ladies who come every day to work to do what's right by the city. We really appreciate everything they do for the city. They make us all better every day. And like I said, if you missed something or you coming in late and you had a question, just go back and look at this video at those presenters, ask the question again. We'll be monitoring it and we'll provide feedback as requested and necessary. And with that, have a great day. It's some beautiful weather outside, and we look forward to seeing you within the city. Thank you very much.